Well, today after Colorado's first and only open scrimmage, they had a selfie session. So somebody forgot the tripod to record this. So we decided we're going to do the selfie style. Let's never do this again, though.
Yeah, right? This will be the last time. This is a little too close right here.
All right, so a lot to digest. You know, guys like Rick Gamboa, you know, some of the established guys, Evan Worthington, weren't out there, but we still got to see a lot of action out there. Yeah,
we did. I mean, some things you can really get out of this one. I mean, Trayvon McMillan looked pretty good as a running back. I mean, not like he was, you know, explosive breakaway type guy, but he looked very productive. I like the way he runs the football.
Yeah.
So I thought he was impressive. You know, defense didn't look great today, but I think the biggest thing maybe I took away from defense is how they're using Drew Lewis. And you know, I know you wrote about that the other day, but like having Nate Lamon, Rick Gamboa, and Drew Lewis on the field at the same time. You know, Lewis playing the outside linebacker, that's an exciting new prospect to see what they can do with those three guys.
Yeah, you mentioned Trayvon McMillan. I love just seeing the pad level that he runs with. You can really see the experience that he has. And, you know, you've even seen Kyle Evans continue to emerge. I mean, I think it's becoming more clear that Kyle Evans and Trayvon McMillan are going to be the top two backs on this football team.
Yeah, it really is. And then Bo Bishrat was probably the number 3 guy out of there. You know, Donovan Lee got some carries as well. But the thing I was maybe surprised a little bit was Alex Fontenot was the number 5 guy. You know, we've heard a lot about him in the spring, how explosive he is, what he brings to the table, but it really looks like he's kind of buried on that depth chart. At least from the pecking order today, it looks like he's a guy that may not get a ton of work this year.
A week ago, we were tempering expectations for Jake Moretti because he was with the 3s. Today, maybe a little bit more optimism. He was out there, did quite a bit of live reps, and you know, he hasn't been able to practice a lot. As Clayton Adams says, he's on a pitch count, but when he's out there, he really looks the part.
But that's why I think we should temper expectations, because one week he's not healthy enough to go out there, another week he is. And so, but that's where, when he is healthy, man, is he good. And he's one of their better tackles. And so the expectation should be there, because he will be and can be pretty good. You just don't know when he's going to be healthy.
Jalen Jackson, Maurice Bell, a couple young receivers, both made plays. You look to the future. I mean, obviously, it's going to be hard for those guys to get on the field this year, but you're like that group going forward, like we kind of wanted to see today. That was one of the things we mentioned yesterday.
Yeah, I really like Jalen Jackson. He probably had the catch of the day. I think it was from Sam Neuer, a diving catch. Not really one-handed, but kind of stopped it with the one hand, pulled it in with the other. A really good catch on the side over there. You know, Maurice Bell, a couple really nice catches. Another one actually from Sam Neuer. Sam threw a little bit low to him, but in stride, and Maurice Bell kind of reached down and grabbed it and went for 50 yards for a touchdown. I thought Tony Brown looked pretty good as well. We didn't see Juwan Winfrey at all, but those 3 guys I thought were the ones that stood out for me.
And you mentioned wanting to see Mustafa Johnson, and because there's a lot of guys banged up on the defensive line right now. You've got Chris Malumba out, you've got Mustafa Johnson out, and Antoine. I mean, he just holds the point of attack and gets a good push up there consistently for a true freshman, especially.
Yeah, Israel Antoine looked as good as you know, we've been hearing he's looked. So I like the way Israel looked. You know, getting some push up there. He made some plays in the backfield, so I'm really excited about that kid. Terrence Lang made a couple of plays as well. Javier Edwards did a pretty solid job in there as well.
You said this is the last CU football we're going to see until they kick off against CSU?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you know, it's only 3 weeks away, but you know, it's nice to come out here and see this and get a sense for a little bit for some of these guys we've been hearing about. You know, as you mentioned, we don't need to see a Rick Gamboa. You know, we don't need to see a lot of guys like that, but it's nice to see some of those guys like Jalen and Maurice Bell, guys like that. One other thing I want to mention, Steven Montez, for the first time probably in his career, played really well in a scrimmage.
He really did.
And so I thought that was a good thing to see out of here as well.
It was just, not only was he making plays, it was the body language, it was kind of the tempo that he was playing with. He looks really comfortable on the field today, to your point.
And he always seems to throw a bad pick in these things, and he didn't today. So
he did.
I thought he looked pretty good.
All right, signing off from Folsom Field.